All right, we made it in the game, and I'll just show the screen right here. So we've got the runes coming up. No one died, so we have yet to miss the first blood. But we do have time to introduce our team. So here for Soggy Mitts on the rating side, it's going to be Footsie playing the Mirana at the bottom lane. We've got a Life Stealer. That's going to be Fall. Nyx Assassin in the off lane is going to be played by Loki57. We've got, all right, some last hits there. Rubik will be handled by Kurt Vonnegut. We've got a puck in the mid lane is going to be Boots. That's what I'll just call him. All right, so in the top lane for Kaipi, it's going to be Bone7 playing the Phantom Assassin. Bone7, please, not today. Disruptor is going to be handled by... Oh, I didn't want to go there. Disruptor will be handled by Sexy Bambo, supporting the Phantom Assassin there. We've got 33 on the Darkseer in the bottom lane, Fluff and Stuff playing the Sand King. And then finally, Sing Sing in the mid lane on the Corlock. So in terms of the lanes, Loki's going to be taking a lot of harass from Sexy Bambo, but he is going to be getting some XP. He's going to get a couple of creeps in her tower here. And Nyx Assassin just has a lot of regen, base regen. He's got 2 mangoes right now as well, so he's at a base of 6.1 health per second. This is pretty good. He's getting a lot of that health back. Sing Sing should be pretty survivable in the mid lane. He's going to be taking...
First blood.
Oh, hello. There we go. That's a good way to start the cast. All right. So Nyx Assassin goes down on the top lane. He's actually taking a little bit too much of the damage, and well, with Bone7 coming in, getting some good damage there, Disruptor will be able to help find the first blood. Yeah, Puck is actually taking a lot of damage from this mid lane. He's actually even forced to phase shift one of those Shadow Word procs, and that's going to prompt the supports from Soggy Mitts to get back over to Master Sing Sing in the mid lane. They're going to use that little illusory orb to do a bit more damage, and well, Rubik's going to show up, hoping to go for the lift, trying to pull Sing Sing out of position, but Sing Sing's very wise to it. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Iron Shell and Sand King, they're trying to harass out the Lifestealer, who has his supports basically leave him. Big Ion Shell damage, actually, as the Rage is used by Lifestealer. Is going to be running out, and the Ion Shell is still chasing him down. Fluff and Stuff has an Ion Shell on him as well, and he's going to get surged up. They're going underneath tower. Another Burrow Strike. Well, he doesn't have the mana for it, so he chases a little bit, does some of the Ion Shell damage over to Footsie. And, well, he's got an arrow. Is he going to be able to hit it? Fluff and Stuff taking very low. Here comes an arrow in the trees. He dodges it. And, yep, they're not going to be able to chase this down. But the Lifestealer is just super low. So after that first death, Nyx Assassin at level 4. Still getting a lot of XP in the top lane, but it's just really difficult. And Kaipi are... Look at that. 2 of the fans of Zephyr are watching this game. That's amazing. Any of you guys can, I don't know, send me something if you want. Just you two. You 2 Zephyr fans are on this game. You can send me whatever you want. Loki's just taking so much damage from the Thunder Strike. Bambo is just really zoning him out right now. And it's difficult for the Nyx Assassin to get the XP here. Darkseer is going to get lifted up over at bottom. He puts an Ion Shell on himself, and well, with Fall not really wanting to go in with the open wounds, especially because the Darkseer still has the Surge available. It's going to be completely safe. In addition, Fluff and Stuff also TPs in. Oh, glimpse back onto the Nyx Assassin, brought right back into this. He doesn't have the Spike Carapace available anymore, but he's going to have the Impale, uses it, and hits the Phantom Assassin, but they could keep going deeper. Bambo's going to keep going in. He's got to reset that aggro, and he puts it backward to Bone7, who has jumped in, and they take the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. They both get very low, and that's going to prompt out a TP from Kurt Vonnegut. But we'll have to see if anything else comes after this. Another kill on the top lane for Bone7 and the Disruptor. Sing Sing really doing well against the puck at mid. He's a little bit ahead in terms of CS, but he's just putting out so much harass. Over at bottom, the Ion Shell does help to kill the Lifestealer, and Disruptor just goes back and gets killed by a neutral creep, getting the full health and mana back from the base. So actually a big kill onto the Lifestealer. He was taking a lot of harass here, and it's kind of difficult sometimes if you don't have as much support. You don't have a rage up all the time, so you get pretty low on health. It's a lot easier for heroes like the Sand King. Like they get the double Ion Shell and then a Burrow Strike onto a Lifestealer. He really needs a rage in that situation.
That should help.
Puck still having a bit of a difficult time at mid. Sing Sing pulling ahead in terms of CS. Also has more denies. Mechanical skill is definitely there. And there's going to be an ultimate right onto the puck. Can he get away? Yeah, he will. That's just an ultimate dropped. But the Shadow Word is going to be there as well. Kurt pulls the Warlock back. And, well, the Fatal Bonds doing some work on the Rubik. And they're both forward back to base. The puck actually dies from the Shadow Word. Now, oh, that's a crit dagger on the Loki. We've got one more hit by the PA, and he will be down. 5 kills to 0. Kaipi are really taking it to Soggy Mitts. You know, this very aggressive lineup might be a bit too much for Soggy Mitts to deal with. They are a very controlled team. They do have some good mechanics, maybe playing on better ping or something like that. But oh no, puck gets right back in the lane, gets a couple of hits from the Warlock Golem, and is forced to jaunt back right away, especially with the double damage rune on Sing Sing. He's going to be doing a lot of damage to the tower right now. And Puck, he doesn't want to play with this at all. Shadow Word doing some real work. And well, let's let the Puck take a little bit of gold off of that, but this tower is almost down. They don't have a fortify for it either. Rubik gets the deny, but they can't go any further yet onto Sing Sing because this Puck still at level 6.
Denied.
Basically, the bottom lane has been nearly abandoned by the Lifestealer. The creeps are getting pushed so hard. Dire creeps over to the hard camp. Yeah, Fall is having a ton of trouble against this lane. And even the supports at this point might not even help that much just because of that double Ion Shell. I guess that's level 3 right now. Oh my gosh. They just took Puck down again. Arrow's going to hit the catapult. Sing Sing's going ham, man, and he's super happy to do so. Sexy Bambo, he's got a glimpse available. Will he be able to use it? He will. Right back onto Loki, and Loki's going to use a spike carapace, try to get out, but there is no more stun. They use their glimpse on that one, so finally the Nyx Assassin learns that he's just got a TP away from there. Sing Sing nearly level 8. Master Sing Sing. Might get a little bit more help on the mid lane as well. The mid tower is down. Fluff and Stuff has the Invis rune and all 33. They're going to try to figure out where they want to go. Ion Shell is available. He will put it onto the Sand King. We're still at level 5. To try to catch someone out. Puck has moved back. He's got to use that Ion Shell damage. He knows that Puck is right there, but he has no help from the rest of his team. And now we've got a Lifestealer inside of the Puck. He's got the ultimate. Puck and the rest of the Soggy Mitts, they really have to get something working here. They have a couple of ultimates available. They have a Vendetta as well. They're going to try to move forward, but check this out. We've got some really deep wards from the Dire, who are all bottom. And, yep, they see that Puck is there. Puck is there on the top lane, so Disruptor knows to just back up. Another Ion Shell takes care of the creep wave at bottom. They're just going to try to push different lanes, but with the Warlock Golem being up, there's also a wall available from the Darkseer. It's going to be a bottom tower, and they could possibly TP over and defend top. We'll see if Soggy Mitts are able to take this fight. They could decide to just keep moving forward. There's only one Disruptor at top right now, currently at level 5. But I think Soggy Mitts just might get this trade. Fortify is available, but the tower is just going to be going the way of Soggy Mitts, so at least they're able to get a trade for this. But Kaipi are still being extremely scary right now. Warlock at the top of the net worth goes Power Treads and Null Tally. Also has one of those nice little raindrops that stops you from taking some of the magic damages. It's great. Good item.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They can actually be pushing in bottom. Scan gets used top. Disruptor might be caught out. He uses the kinetic shield. Puck is they hit the arrow, so they take a Disruptor down. I don't think that Kaipi are too worried about this kill, though. They really don't mind losing support for a push on the bottom. They have the Shadow Word going onto the Darkseer, helping him to tank up this tower, but well, the tower does a little bit too much damage for the Darkseer to really want to deal with. The push will continue, taking the tier 2 tower to half health. I'm not sure how much Soggy can really let this go on for. Loki, he's ready with the Vendetta. Puck is here as well, wanting to get the damage, and they will get it onto Bone 7. He's going to be dying, but Puck nearly taken down. In fact, has died right in the middle of that wall, just kind of standing in it, and he's going to end up going down. Loki uses the Spike Carapace, and, well, Fluff and Stuff is going to Burrow Strike away from Footsie and fall. Sing Sing a little bit far up. The Impulse is going to miss. Open Wounds gets used. There's going to be the ultimate used by the Warlock, and can they get the stun? They just do not want to. They had no mana for it either. They need to take care of the Golem, and that should spell the end of the aggression in terms of the bottom lane. But the damage has been done pretty much. It was a pretty big kill into the PA. Let's take a look at the gold gotten from that. 536. And that's a PA that really wasn't on a streak at all. She just got 2 kills and gets that much gold over right away to the Nyx Assassin. That's going to allow him to start building some cool stuff on his hero. At least the Puck did go down there, continuing to stunt his growth as a hero. Darkseer is now taking the top spot on the net worth, getting closer and closer to the mechanism. He's going to be farming up the jungle right now. Getting a nice stack off too, being as efficient as he can there. Oh, a nice double damage rune for the Nyx Assassin if he wants it. Oh, the smoke's going to break. Disruptor should know that he's there in the Sentry Ward. Double Sentry Ward, and Nyx Assassin's going to get stunned. He's dead. He cannot take this damage. The arrow will hit on the Sand King, and Lifestealer is here as well. Goes into the ultimate. He also, the Rage, and he's also got the double damage rune going as well. They need to deward this, but it's not going to happen, and the rest of Kaipi are showing up in 4s. Disruptor gets the glimpse back onto Footsie, who was able to leap away, but taking so much damage from the Shadow Word. Oh, Sing Sing nearly runs into the arrow, but it looks like it is going to be a straight-up disengage here from the teams. Oh, Mirana. Shadow Word. It is so easy to underestimate that damage. Really unfortunate, and well, this Mirana is going to pay dearly for her sacrifice. Kaipi being as efficient as it can be. We're 13 minutes in. We've got a 4,000 XP lead on Kaipi. Basically the same for net worth. Really doing a lot of work against the Soggy mid squad, and they're looking pretty poised right now. A lot of key items are coming up as well. They've got a mechanism on Darkseer. They've got Disruptor making his way over to bottom. Doesn't really have too much of a chance of taking down the Lifestealer. Sand King still has yet to go for the epicenter, but he's completely fine. Having not gotten too much farm priority, he's very far away from a Blink Dagger, so I guess not having the epicenter is fine, but it would be a nice tool if his team were using it a little bit more. But Soggy Mitts just don't want to engage. And I think Kaipi sensed that. They're just going to be taking down this tier 2 tower. Soggy is trying to do something top. Not sure how fast they can do so, though. A couple heroes are smoked. Nyx Assassin, Rubik, they are ready. We're going to have 1 TP top from the Sand King. They don't really care too much if Fluff and Stuff dies. Disruptor will be here as well. There's a couple supports. There's going to be a Sentry Ward placed down, and they're going to deward that nice Observer. Now some more TPs come in. Soggy Mitts have to get back. There's going to be the... Okay. Nice dodge by the Puck of that, and okay, the Darkseer just eats that arrow. We're going to get a Dream Quote on the 3. Can they do anything after this, though? Courier comes in. He's going to deliver, I guess, a couple of words there. The Rubik has the Ion Shell. Darkseer is going to get cleaned up. The Warlock Ultimate was used. And can Fluff and Stuff find the good Burrow Strike? He will only get it onto the Rubik. Now they need to take care of Bone 7. Gets hit with the arrow. They need some more damage. They need a lot of magic damage, and they do get it. Here comes the Puck going right onto Sing Sing. He's a Warlock. He dropped his rock, but he don't got nothing else. Now Soggy Mitts looking very good. They take down 3 on the top lane, and they're thinking about going for this tier 2 tower. And this is just a problem that we thought that Kaipi was going to have. They have a very early game focused lineup, and the Darkseer went down way too early in that fight. Still has his ultimate available. He just wasn't being able to play his hero there. Soggy Mitts, they sense that if this game goes on, they definitely can really bring it back their way. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that right now. Very strong as a squad. This Lifestealer pick actually doing wonders. And yeah, Puck had a great Dream Coil that was basically set up for him anyway. Couple of warding attempts here from Sexy Bambo. What a player, man. Like, so many times. He just is so smart in what he does. I'm going to get that Sentry Ward down. Take down the Observer as well as the Sentry. So a 2 for special for the Disruptor. Can he actually get it? Oh, yeah, that's just nice. Before it expires. It didn't matter anyway. But they still managed to get that one down. Sand King trying to make his way away from the scary purple ball that's coming in from Puck. Is able to do so. He really needs to get up to his Blink Dagger. If he did have a Blink Dagger in the last fight, it was going to be a very easy 3-person Burrow Strike for him, but he just didn't really have the position to be able to do that, and well, the Blink Dagger will definitely help with that a lot. You just need to put a little bit more farm on Fluff. Warlock's still at the top of net worth, and he has got the Hood of Defiance, so all this magic damage coming from Soggy Mitts. Footsie going for the Aghanim Scepter. Puck's doing some of the magic damage as well. He's got a Blink Dagger. It's going to be negated a bit by the Hood of Defiance. Make the Warlock a little bit more tanky, but in terms of right click, he's not going to be offering too much. Just needs to make sure that he gets his spells off. And a nice Fatal Bonds wouldn't hurt as well. Nice little bit of farm here for Fluff. Continues to make his way towards the Blink Dagger. And this top tier 2 tower is going to still be standing for Kaipi. Making their way over to top. Some very deep wards here. The ward game is definitely extremely important in this one. They're going to see Sing Sing farming up. A couple more heroes coming through for Kaipi. But Soggy Mitts have already escaped the scene. Meanwhile, inside of the Dire Jungle, we've got a big diamond, or I guess I drew a raindrop there. I'll draw a face on it. There you go. Of wards there for Kaipi. They've got a ton of vision of the Dire Jungle, but Soggy Mitts aren't really there. They're going to just give a ton of vision, helping Kaipi to see if Soggy Mitts are going for a Roshan. And in fact, look at this. They see 2 coming in. They've got the Lifestealer inside of the Puck. But not too much else is going to come out of it. Kaipi do decide that maybe they need to defend this tower. Alright, here comes the arrow, and it's going to hit onto the Warlock behind enemy lines. Can they actually do anything here? They're going to be going for the tower, and Lifestealer just rages and backs out. They are going to get the glimpse back onto Footsie. Is he able to TP away? He has enough mana. Are they going to get the vacuum away? Yes, they do. Puck is just waiting here, and he's silenced as well. They know, and he's dead. Soggy Mitts, they lose 2 pretty big kills over on the bottom lane. Unfortunately, the tower is pretty far away for Kaipi to go to, but they have a Phantom Assassin on their team, and she's got a Vlad as well. This will be the Roshan from Kaipi. Bambo just waddles his way on the Raptor over to mid. Maybe gets a chance at a little bit of farm. The Sand King, after that kill, he's also got his Blink Dagger. So a lot of things are coming together here for Kaipi. Sing Sing still got to use that Hand of Midas sometime. Got to get that gold. But his farm is going pretty well. And the first Roshan of the game goes the way of Kaipi. Elsewhere on the map, Soggy Mitts. They're just trying to push this out. Didn't really take too many things off the map. They just kind of stood around, played with their butts a little bit. I definitely do that all the time. Oh, okay. Puck forces the Sand King away. Got to get all those pennants down for Zephyr. And they do have a nice little stack of creeps here for the Bone 7 to farm all those crits. Blood all over the place. I used to think that, well, I think that Phantom Assassin is probably one of the, like the goriest heroes. Like, she just slices someone and their blood comes out the back. That's probably one of the reasons that my mother wouldn't allow me to play this game, if she knew. She doesn't know. Well, in any case, we've got a couple heroes at bottom. Puck is not seen at all. And just the Darkseer goes into the trees right now. Continues to push the lane out. But it just seems like both of the teams are really unwilling to try to fight each other right now. Maybe we still got a couple of items coming up. Bone 7 at 2,000 gold. Might see one from him soon. Definitely going to try to work with the Aegis though. Rubik's still pushing top. Uses the fade bolt. Pretty good at putting that on. And he also has a blink dagger. It's a pretty early blink dagger for him. But they're just giving this Phantom Assassin time to farm up. Lifesteer is getting it as well, and well, he sees the Sand King and just TPs away. That was an illusion, son. That was not a real hero. Footsy's still working towards the Aghanim Scepter, and we do have a Desolator built up on the Lifesteer. So we've got an Armlet Desolator on him. He's doing quite alright with the net worth, keeping up with both the Warlock, who has a Hand of Midas, as well as the Darkseer. He's been farming well this match. Soggy still seem to want to avoid Kaipi, though. I'm thinking that the Lifesteer is going to be doing a ton of damage soon, though. Same with Footsie. He's working towards an Aghanim Scepter. And it's getting pretty good farm on his way there. He's about 1,700 gold away right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Top lane's getting pushed in. If Soggy try to defend this, they're going to be met a Kaipi that are smoked up. But I don't think Soggy are going to be taking the bait. They just try to push in mid, try to push in other lanes. Maybe take some kind of trade here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Puck's still putting damage onto the tower. The Fortify is there from Kaipi. Is the Puck going to stay here? Top tower goes down. Who's going to get caught out inside the river? Rubik's there. He might get caught out a little bit, but he will blink to the high ground. Oh, Puck gets hit with a Burrow Strike, and he's taking a lot of damage. He's going to get vacuum. He doesn't have the jaunt anymore, and he's just completely dead. His blink dagger keeps getting disabled. He used the phase shift a little bit too early and couldn't blink away. Thank you for that blink dagger fluff and stuff. A surge in from Warlock, looking for the hit onto somebody. He sees the Lifestealer there, but doesn't quite put the ult down fast enough. Push continues on mid though. Lifestealer's here after that TP away, and 33, he's ready with Naya and Shell. And the TP coming through, and well, Lifestealer is going to just try to rage out, but his rage is going to be down now. He needs to get in some kind of creep, and he will be able to. Gets into the big one and looks to make a break for it, but PA can jump right to him if she wants to, but decides not to. There's going to be the Moonlight Shadow, and that's really to only get the Radiant away from this one, which the Lifestealer is pretty much already going. So now he's got an Ancient Thunderhide to be in for a little bit. A little bit of role play from the Lifestealer. Definitely a lot of fun when you can do that.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower.
Kaipi looking to start to push in a little bit further towards the base. They're going to be making a play on their second tier 2 of the game. A lot of towers for Kaipi are low, but Soggy just aren't really pushing all that much. Top is getting pushed in by Rubik. Rubik as a pushing hero, probably not. And well, Kaipi are able to take their 5th tower of the game, and that will expire the Aegis. So unfortunately, they weren't able to get too much use out of it. Just kind of, they kind of warded off Soggy from fighting with that one. Which is fine. They still took some map control off of it. They're warding. Get a nice one on the high ground. They get one over here in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Soggy they have something kind of similar. One on their own side of the map and one very deep on the other side. Alright. Well, 33 is going to blink his way away from Nick's assassin there, who got caught out under the sentry ward. Mid tower gets finally taken down by the Winions. Puck's still working on that farm. Has a Yule Scepter now, so if he does get caught out in that kind of situation that he had last time, it's going to be a little bit easier for him to survive, but he still has to be very careful here. He's also got that Nyx in there. Looking for his vision. He did see a Phantom Assassin on mid, but they're starting to make a little bit of a push towards bottom. They have some good vision here, but so do the Dire. And they do see the Puck there. Taking a look at the Dire items. We've got the Desolator completed on Bone 7. Warlock, what's he gotten to? He's going to have a Pipe of Insight, so a lot of the magic damage coming from Soggy Mitts is going to be negated. That's a very... It seems like a very early solution, though, for Kaipi. We'll see how it actually ends up working for them. They definitely have the ability to end the game early, but they have to be able to get through the towers first, and maybe a team fight or two. Some more nice words placed down by Bambo. Sentry Ward and the Observer on the high ground. He's just made a line of Sentry Ward's words, and... well, he does know that the Nyx Assassin is there. Pings him out a little bit. Doesn't really do anything about it, though. Done a lot of moving around with the Courier. A couple heroes pretty far out over at top. Don't really want to be too far up. And we are going to see a smoke right now. The wheezing smoke from Kaipi. See if they can find someone a little bit too far out right now. A little bit too far from mommy and daddy. Yep, they're going to get the Lifestealer there. Some good vision. He's actually caught out a little bit. He goes into the... what do you call that? A yam creep? Well, in any case, he's been knocked out of it, and he is going to be glimpsed back right back towards the rest of the team. And where's the crit that they need? They're going to get the Dream Coat onto 3. Now Lifestealer, he's going to get the Static Storm dropped on top of him, and the rest of the Soggy Mitts really don't want to stay there at all. They did drop down a lot to take care of the Lifestealer, but it is well worth it as they take a 1,000 gold change their way. Some great vision. That's basically been the name of the entire match for really both teams. They get some really deep words down a lot, and it's definitely paying off, as the supports really aren't going down for it, and they're being able to set up some good kills with it as well. Oh, Bambo, he's running towards... I have no idea where. Impale comes through, and he's just stunned right to his death, but here comes the Burst Strike from Fluff and stuff. See if they can take down the Rubik. They're going to get the Warlock ultimate down in 2, and the Rubik is going to end up dying. Loki trying to make his way out. He will be able to finish that TP away. No Burrow Strike can stop him there. Well, at least it didn't. It definitely could have stopped him. But it turns into one support for one support. Pretty even trade. Take a fuller look at our XP. XP is actually pretty close for the teams, but gold is a little bit in favor of Kaipi, about 2,500. Any items that we missed? Well, Footsie has finally finished off the Aghanim Scepter, so we might see Soggy Mitts trying to get a bit more aggression around the map, but they are still trying to find their footing against this Kaipi squad. Quite a bit, actually. Warlock on 3,000 gold now. Picks up the point booster towards his Aghanim Scepter. And we've got the Sand King in a lot of trouble. There's going to be a Yule Scepter used. That was a self-Yules. I was trying to see if the Puck had maybe used it, but it's going to be fine. We're pretty far away from a high ground push, but if it does get into that situation, I would say that both teams do have some pretty good high ground defense as long as the ultimates are up. If they don't have those ultimates, either team, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I think the Nyx Assassin should be still fairly good. And Soggy Mitts do have some good wave clear with the Mirana and Puck, as well as the Nyx Assassin. Fluff and stuff is pretty good at wave clearing as well. Yeah, he just clears that wave right out. It would be interesting to see... oh no. I think they might have smoked under that. And I think Kaipi are ready. They're going to run right into a Phantom Assassin. Oh no, Bone 7, please. But a beautiful vacuum on the 5. They're all stuck there right in the middle of the Stack Storm. Wombo combo from Kaipi, and they're chasing down this Leist. You're jumped on top of by the Phantom Assassin, and that is not a woman you want to mess with. Look at the Illusion Army. Beautiful vacuum wall by 33. Just catching them out, just using the Bone 7 Phantom Assassin as the bait. 4,500 gold swing the way of Kaipi, and they will rush down the mid lane. They're ready to put this one in the books, making their way into the quarterfinals. You're going to use the Fortify right now. No buybacks available for Team Soggy Mitts. And well, with 15 seconds left on the nearest respawn, this Desolator and the rest of the Kaipi squad are quickly going to take care of one full set of racks. Or at least they should. And if anyone dares to respawn and show their face here, surely Kaipi are going to have something to say about it. They will take the set of racks and get right out. A beautiful fight and take from Kaipi. Now Soggy Mitts, they're left with a shambles of a mid lane, and they're going to try to do everything they can to try to stay in this matchup. This would be the second time in a row Soggy Mitts knocked out by a foe from the European region, and well, it is time for Kaipi to check out these flying couriers. I feel like we're watching a little bit of the old time Korean Dota, SEA Dota with all the couriers, but well, Kaipi, they just go right into the Roche pit, and they still have, or they do have all their ultimates up right now. As soon as this Aegis is up, it's probably going to spell some very bad news for Soggy Mitts. So Bambo, he's just going to watch his sexy carry there, Bone 7. Pick up the Aegis, drops the Iron Town on the ground. Don't need that stuff. I'm just fine with my damage, thank you very much. And Soggy Mitts, they've gone with a bit of a last-ditch effort. They're going to try to take down this tier 2. They need a little bit of gold, and the puck should be able to do it. No TP support coming in from Kaipi. I'm going to try to catch this out. Sexy Bambo leading the charge. He's got a Blink Dagger as well. See if he can get a glimpse on anybody. It's going to be important, and he will. He has the vision of the puck, and puck just gets away. He did have the Ethereal Orb going away from the glimpse. So, yep, easily gets away from the Disruptor. Pretty easy for puck to play against that hero in general. Just have to have your cooldowns up. Kaipi looking to not make the same mistakes again. They're not going to play passive this time. They're going to play aggressive and try to beat their opponents into the ground, and it seems that they've been succeeding for this one. 33 minutes, and Soggy Mitts, they might be on their last-ditch effort, but they were in this kind of thing 2 days ago in the quarterfinals of the Americas region. Qualifier number 1. They were nearly down and out up against a Peruvian squad, but they did come back and they managed to win. This is not a squad that you can just count out at 33 minutes in the game, but this is a Rubik that you're going to see absolutely evaporated by the Kaipi team. That was a little bit ugly. I might have to censor that when it gets to the stream. Sing Sing, don't care about no tower hitting him. He's just going to go right for it. Fatal Bonds all over these creeps, taking them down pretty quickly. And well, the puck was forced away there as well. Disruptor gets a deep ward down and is going to get it easily dewarded by the Mirana, who had the Sentry ward down pretty. Oh my god. Futsa just seeing his life flash before his eyes there. Nearly gets killed by Bone 7 and the crits, who is looking pretty tanky right now. 1600 health, has the Basher as well. He's got an Aegis as well as a BKB. Puck. He's all vacuum on the 3 into the middle of a Stack Storm. Luckily, Leicester was able to get the Rage off, but they've got an Aghanim Scepter, Warlock Ultimate. All the Rock Golems are trying to do some work. Bone 7, though, he's barely taken a lick of damage. Loki, Bird underneath the ground. Here comes the Epicenter from Fluff and Stuff. Will be able to get the double Burrow Strike down, and will they be able to kill Loki? Phantom Assassin finally goes down, and Loki, he's stuck on the edge of that kinetic field. He is invisible. They're getting back to the base and buffing stuff. He might be about to go down. They can chase him down a little bit. Phantom Assassin making her way away. Luckily, she is able to stay alive, but these Warlock Golems still wreaking a little bit of havoc. The gem on the ground will be given over to the Radiant side, and they seem to have defended their top lane for now. That was a situation where the combo just really didn't work out as well for Kaipi. Did require a buyback by the Lifestealer, but really the Kaipi squad, they needed a little bit more. They got the vacuum into a stack storm wall, but the rage was already activated for the Lifestealer, and he got that out just in time, doing a lot of damage to the Kaipi team. Very important that he gets that one off there. And after that, with the other heroes being able to escape from the clutches of the Disruptor and Darkseer, the fight turned out a lot better for Soggy Mitts. So they still got a lot of confidence. They're trying to push out mid. There are 3 towers remaining for them to take down. This Nyx Assassin, he's up to a 4-staff Aghanim Scepter. He was doing work while burrowed there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Let's see where the Lifestealer is at. He's picked up a Sanjin Yasha. Forced to go for an item that really just bolsters his movement speed and survivability. Just because, you know, he could go for a more expensive item, but really his team just absolutely needs him to be able to survive right now. And he's got to get that as fast as possible. Well, Aegis is down for Kaipi after that fight, losing the Phantom Assassin there. Luckily did not lose her twice. But this Kaipi lineup, they haven't really started to drop off yet, and with the Scythe of Vice on 33, they definitely have a lot of utility for these pushes. Trying to go into bottom now. We've got Loki hanging out over at top, and the Puck is also trying to push this lane in. Not too much damage on the tier 3 tower, and that's going to force out a TP from the Sand King.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Man, I am so used to seeing Kunkkas being played where they just X heroes that try to clear out the pushing creep waves, and then they just bring them right back to the lane. Seen way too much Kunkka over the past couple of days, but well, this time there is no Kunkka, so Sand King's just kind of stuck over at top. Still reaching a bit of a standstill right now. XP about 5,000 in favor of Kaipi and 11,000 in terms of net worth. See if we missed any items. A couple 4 staves here and there, but overall, not too much else going on. Just a little bit of utility. I would think that Kaipi are just waiting for that next Aegis. Even though that one really didn't do all that much for them, they could definitely be a lot more calm when they go for their base pushes. And Phantom Assassin will keep working towards her next item. Might be an Abyssal Blade for her. My courier is just sitting at the secret shop right now. Nice little courier. Still some good vision from the teams. Most of Soggy Mitts, they are hanging out over at top, trying not to get ganked. And we will see if the Puck moves up too far forward. Does have the Lincoln Sphere now, but that can easily be broken by a Phantom Assassin Stifling Dagger. So here comes the push. Looks like Kaipi are ready. They're going to be popping the Pipe of Insight on themselves, so the Nyx Assassin, well, we just stun up the Phantom Assassin. A couple of Assassins going at it. Ward placed right down underneath the tower. Vacuum's going to be missed. Puck still has the Lifestealer inside. And Kaipi do have to be a little bit careful. Looking for the arrow. And they just hit the catapult there. But the push will still continue. Little courier waiting here. Don't know what for. It's going to be flapping its little Greevil self around. That's a psychedelic Greevil. At least the tongue is. That looks pretty weird. 1-7 heads over to mid. See if he can push out some creeps at all. Kaipi a little bit more spread out. But still, they're working pretty well as a team. Making their way from bottom over to top. Right now, Soggy Miss, they are smoked up. Thinking that the push will be coming in, but Rubik, you gotta be careful, man. He's gonna move a little bit far forward, puts down a ward, and it's right underneath the Dire sentry. Bone 7 easily takes care of the ward with one fell swoop. And Lifestealer makes his way back to the top. He's always going to have a TP back to the base. But the question is it going to be fast enough? He does have to be very aware of the fact that his team might need help at some time, so he's going to try to take out these creeps. And Kaipi are faced with a choice. Do we take care of the Lifestealer or we just push in? Gotta keep mid pushed out as well. Make Soggy Miss try to pay for focusing their efforts onto too many different places at once. It does take time to rotate back over to bottom where Kaipi are focusing most of their efforts. Are we ready? Just waiting for that one person to step their 2 little feet outside the base, or in terms of other people. I'm not sure if they have exactly 2 feet, but here comes the Disruptor going right in, and well, alright, interesting there. There used to be a Rubik. Rubik was absolutely wrecked by the crit. Vacuum's going to be off the mark. A couple spells are slightly missing from the teams right now, but Rubik doesn't have buyback, and he's going to be down for 50 seconds. This might be where Kaipi decide to go into the base. Pushing out a little bit, trying to use all their spells the best they can to take this out. Nyx Assassin still in the burrow. Pretty good for taking these creeps away. They're just waiting for the Rubik to respawn. And bottom has been pushed out a little bit, so the objectives here for Kaipi are not as clear. They're having a little bit of trouble deciding where to end up going right now. They're feeling a little bit lost against the Soggy Mitts lineup. 5,600 gold on Bone 7. He's been farming up a Storm. 4,800 on Sing Sing. He could have a refresher soon as well. And finally, the Roshan has respawned. So this is where we're going to see Kaipi start to look for that aggression, or really make good on their promise to siege the base and actually break something. Bone 7 takes care of this one pretty quickly. 5,700 gold. Might want to think about spending that time soon. He has 3,800 surplus after the buyback. So I definitely think that Bone 7 could spend his money on something, possibly even picking up the Abyssal. Yep, that is going to be the Abyssal. As well as Warlock starting to get those Rings of Perseverance for the refresher. There he is. So tons of items coming up right now for Kaipi. And well, it's 9 kills to 22. And we might be seeing the end of this one for Kaipi. They are poised and ready to start to push towards the base. They've got the Aegis, and they have the Refresher and Abyssal Blade coming in for their heroes. They just don't want to get initiated on from behind. They don't want to take it up the back. Yep. Phantom Assassin finally finishes off the Abyssal, but now he doesn't have enough gold for buyback. Should be fine. I don't really anticipate them losing here, but you always have to be careful. Mirana's gotten to a Diffusal Blade right now. And Lifestealer, he's just having a lot of trouble. 3,100 gold available on him. Here comes the push. Soggy Mitts have to react. Or do they? They seem pretty content to just push in top. Nyx Assassin gets pulled in with the vacuum. And now he's going to be glimpsed back. Nice hacks onto him. And the Abyssal Blade will be there as well, looking for the kill. And they finally get the crit on him. He buys back. He's ready to go. And the tier 3 tower top was taken. Creeps are doing a little bit of work on the tower. And the arrow actually hits on the Phantom Assassin. Still has the agents available. But look at that. A nice stun right away onto the Sand King. But the double Warlock ultimate doing a ton of work. Puck nearly down. The Lifestealer he's got a buyback available. Has to use it, and he will. Epicenter's down as well. Seeing as Soggy Miss can really do anything off the back of this. They need to take care of Bone 7, and they nearly do. That's just the Aegis, though. Dark's here, still doing a little bit of work, eats the cheese. That's going to be the Aegis respawning. Nyx Assassin says, get out of my base, Sing Sing. You don't belong here. The arrow goes for Bone 7. They can't get stunned here, but they do. They take care of the Mirana. Warlock nearly killed, but the Ghost Scepter is going to end up seeing him fall to his doom. They're not taking care of the Warlock Golems at all. Can they take care of the Phantom Assassins? The racks haven't gone down at all, and while the creeps are going in mid a little bit, Bone 7, that's just me, the Lincoln Sphere, and they take care of the Phantom Assassin. They didn't actually take any racks. They just take a lot of kills, force out some buybacks, but Soggy Mitts continue to hold, and now Lifestealer, he's dead! He's just letting the Warlock Golems do everything here. They don't have nearly enough damage for it, and that was a buyback on Lifestealer, so not going to have that anymore. Definitely not really thinking about the fact that those Warlock Golems do a ton of damage. So a really back and forth fight there. Only the fact that Soggy Mitts were inside their base and had buybacks saving them there. And we see that the gold lead still going the way of Kaipi. We have a little bit of a frowny face there if we had a couple of eyes. And XP is about 5,000 in favor of Kaipi. Still very close. But that was the Aegis push from Kaipi, and they only took a tier 3 off of it. It does require a lot of buybacks, but I still think that Soggy Mitts, they definitely could make their way back into this. Kaipi, they are clearly very far ahead. I mean, people should not dispute that at all. Nyx Assassin looking for a kill onto Bambo. Bambo's very far out, and, well, Loki doesn't even see him. Now he does. Says, hello, Bambo. I am Nyx Assassin. Have a little bit of the mana burn. Now they're going to try to take down Bambo. He's in the trees. Looks for the Stack Storm. They get the vacuum and wall on the 2. Nyx Assassin trying to get away, but it's not going to happen. He's just down, and Puck went way too far for this one. Gets the kill on the Disruptor, but now he's in the middle of the trees, and well, he's not seen. He's going to be hit by the Sandstorm a little bit. Well, Sand King does go away, and Puck just gets out. Orbs to the corner of the map. Having a little bit of a puck time, and he blinks over to the kinetic field. I have no idea what he's doing over there, but he just wants to get over to the side shop to pick up a TP. It looks like the push will be continuing. They don't have a Nyx Assassin for another 45 seconds. A pretty big part of the base defense. So, Soggy Mitts possibly on their last legs right now. Looking for the arrow. Bone 7 nearly gets hit by it, but the Rubik Lift wasn't fast enough. And the vacuum goes back only on Mirana. Hit by the Scythe of Ice. And, well, there's one rock drop. They don't have another because, oh, they do. They do have another. They've got all the rocks here, and Lifestealer knows that he cannot stay here anymore. Jumped on top of by the Phantom Assassin. They do get a beautiful Dream Coil. But, well, everybody's just going to stand there looking up into the sky like, man, these guys really think they can try to beat us. Puck, Dual Scepter up in the air. There's going to be a Burrow Strike through. Puck, too much damage. There's the Lincolns. Vacuum's going to be off the mark. Can the Puck get away? Use a phase shift to try to do so. And the damage might be a bit much. Yes, crit as soon as you get out of that one. Soggy Mitts trying to do everything they can to win this one, but another double Burrow Strike by Fluff and Stuff. Picks it up on the 2, and I think that Soggy Mitts might just have met their match once again from EU. Rocks going ham on the tier 4 towers. Bone 7 takes the last of them inside the base, and that will be the GG. Soggy Mitts once again with an exit a little bit earlier this time from the EU qualifier number 3, otherwise known as the America's Open qualifier, to the Boston Major. Kaipi, they ride some good mechanics and definitely a lot of teamwork to the victory. Sing Sing coming up big with a lot of his rock drops, and Fluff and Stuff showed us how to stun as Sand King. So with that, that'll do it for our first match of the night. Hopefully we're going to be able to get another one in the Boston Major Open qualifiers. I'm Pithy Legume. If you are interested in the casting, make sure you follow the Twitch channel at twitch.tv/PithyLegume, as well as on Twitter at PithyLegume. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back with some more Kaipi Dota after the break. Stay classy, guys.